The only people who've ever seen the Titanic since that night have been scientists. Until now.
It's a very unusual business. It's its own category. It's a new type of travel.
Stockton Rush is the CEO of OceanGate, a company that offers dives to the Titanic in a one-of-a-kind carbon fiber submersible.
What's up, guys? TrueCrimeKing back. All right, so this video that we're about to watch is from about 6 months ago, and as you can see, we are going to get a very good look at the Titan submersible, and we are going to hear from Stockton Rush himself, and we are going to see everything about this submersible that has just imploded and killed all 5 people aboard. So this should be pretty interesting. Here we go.
For $250,000 per person. Who are the typical clientele for these missions?
We have clients that are Titanic enthusiasts, which we refer to as Titaniacs.
Well, the clientele is rich freaking people, right? You know, I mean, how many people that are watching this can afford $250,000 just to go down and see the Titanic, right? Come on. Obviously, you have to be rich.
We've had people who have mortgaged their home to come and do the trip, and we have people who don't think twice about a trip of this cost. We had one gentleman who had won the lottery.
And this summer, Rush invited us to come along.
Yeah, aka rich.
We departed from St. John's, Newfoundland, Canada, the easternmost tip of North America, about 400 miles from the Titanic. That's the last we'll be seeing of land for 8 days. Aboard a chartered oil rig servicing ship. During our 2-day journey into the North Atlantic, we got to know our fellow adventurers. They included everyone from Indian industry mogul Shrenik Baldota.
Yeah, they call me a wild monk.
The wild monk?
Yeah, because I look like a monk. I'm very calm, but I have these extreme interests.
To bank executive Renata Rojas.
I'm trying to fulfill a dream. I've been wanting to go to Titanic and see it with my own eyes since before they found it.
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't go down to the Titanic on any vessel, but let alone an experimental submersible that has skipped all the safety protocols and has not been certified to go down to these depths. And, you know, doing research, I found that, number one, this is the only submersible that has ever used carbon fiber as a hull. And number two, the glass viewport on the front was only certified to go down to around 4,300 feet. Okay? And the Titanic sits at over 12,000 feet down. Okay? So, and what happens is with the carbon fiber hull, every time it dives and goes down, the carbon fiber gets weaker and weaker, right? So on its first dive, it's going to be at its strongest, right? And then every dive, you know, past that, it gets weaker and weaker. So I'm pretty sure this was the Titan's 7th dive. And obviously, it was too weak. It imploded, right? I think that's a sign, right?
He's been saving up to see the Titanic for 30 years.
Dreams don't have a price. Some people want a Ferrari. Some people buy a house. I wanted to go to Titanic.
But the star of the ship,
okay,
is the Titan, Stockton Rush's custom-built submersible. 5-inch thick carbon fiber, capped on each end by a dome of titanium. If all went well, I myself would be spending about 12 hours sealed inside on a dive to the Titanic. Not gonna lie, I was a little nervous.
Yeah, I will be too. It's experimental. It even says it on the waiver, right? And there's a reason nobody else has ever used carbon fiber as a hull before. I mean, the ROV found the titanium end bell, right? Didn't find any carbon fiber because it didn't find the hull because it's all destroyed. The titanium held up.
An experimental submersible vessel that has not been approved or certified by any regulatory body and could result in physical injury, disability, emotional trauma, or death.
There, he's reading he just read the exact waiver, just a little part of that is the waiver for Titan.
Where do I sign? Oh, take your shoes off. That's customary. Okay.
And just so you guys know, this is the sub. This is Titan.
Wow. Inside, the sub has about as much room as a minivan.
So this is not your grandfather's submersible. We only have one button. That's it. It should be like an elevator. You know, it shouldn't take a lot of skill.
The Titan is the only 5-person sub in the world that can reach Titanic depths, 2.4 miles below the sea. It's also the only one with a toilet.
Okay. It's supposed to. Stockton Rush said it could go down that deep. Obviously it couldn't, right? Or it did, but like I said before, there's a reason it's not certified because they can't test the carbon fiber. It's made of 2 materials, right? Carbon fiber is 2 materials to put together. So it's almost impossible to test that, right? That's one of the reasons I think that it didn't get certified. Like with steel or titanium, it's one material. You can get an accurate reading and test it and know how it's going to hold up, right?
Sort of. And yet I couldn't help noticing how many pieces of this sub seemed improvised.
We can use these off-the-shelf components. I got these from Camper World. We run the whole thing with this game controller.
Come on! It seems like this submersible has some elements of MacGyver-y jerry-rigness. I mean, you're putting construction pipes as ballast.
I don't know if I'd use that description of it, but there's certain things that you want to be buttoned down. So the pressure vessel is not MacGyver at all because that's where we work with Boeing and NASA and the University of Washington. Everything else can fit.
Okay, and the 3, he just mentioned Boeing, NASA, and the University of Washington. Like I've said, I've done my research. All 3 of those companies have said, and you can look this up on Wikipedia or wherever you want to, all 3 of those companies said they have not worked with this company at all.
Fail. Your thrusters can go, your lights can go, you're still going to be safe.
But when expedition manager Kyle Bingham studied the
obviously not, Stockton.
forecast for our Titanic dive, he concluded that the waves would be too big to launch the sub.
We're looking at 6 feet, and then it bumps up a little bit.
Our Titanic adventure would have to wait. But Stockton Rush offered our CBS crew a consolation dive to the continental shelf 80 miles away. Apparently there's a lot of sheer cliffs underwater to see, shark breeding ground. They say it's really cool. The crew closes the hatch from the outside with 17 bolts. There's no other way out.
Yeah, see? And this is what I was talking about in my last video. Once they're bolted in, right? They cannot get out until they get hoisted up and back on that ship, and then someone manually takes that drill gun and unbolts all 17 of those bolts. I mean, come on.
Here's how the launch is supposed to go. The sub is attached to a huge floating platform. Motorboats drag it down the big orange ramp into the sea.
We're in the water, we're floating. Woo! They are going to come and prepare the platform for the next phase, which is the sinking.
The platform submerges to around 30 feet, where the water is much calmer than on the surface.
You're in the water, people.
Divers detach the sub from the platform, and away you go, in theory.
Hull integrity, holding.
And what happened next? You won't be disappointed, as we'll show you a little later on Sunday morning. Our dive in the Ocean Gate submersible had made it down only 37 feet when this happened.
So apparently those floats there came off the platform, and that wasn't supposed to happen. So we're scrubbing?
Yeah, I think that's the consensus up here.
Copy that.
I was crushed. My diving adventures were over.
Every expedition.
Did you see how cramped they were in there? And they made it 37 feet, and they already had a problem and had to return. Jesus. I think they had a problem on almost every other previous dive that the Titan did.
Has its challenges. All of them. I have not been in one expedition where things have to be adjusted, adapted, changed, or canceled at the end of the day. You're at the mercy of the weather.
Renata Rojas speaks from painful experience. Over the years, she's been booked on 3 Titanic expeditions. All 3 were canceled.
You just cry a lot. And just keep the dream alive, because it's something that I have to do.
Our expedition had to wait out 2 more days of rough seas. Fortunately, there's a lot to do in the North Atlantic.
I'm the king of the surface vessel!
There's sea life, ship tours, atmospheric effects, and that, my friends, is called a fog bow.
A fog bow, huh? Never seen a fog bow before, have you?
You can also hang out with scientists. Researchers like deep sea
Sounds real fun.
biologist Steve Ross and ocean archaeologist Rob Mather join every expedition. In effect, the passengers are funding their science. How scientific is this expedition?
Yeah, that's why the price is so high, right? Because these rich people that go down are just funding the submersible and paying all these guys' salary, right?
I don't do show science. So our job is to do real and important and valid work.
While you're down there, will you look for this giant heart-shaped diamond on a chain?
I think that's not there.
On our 6th day at sea, the weather cleared. The dive was a go.
Titan sitting at 3742 meters, reports on bottom.
But that was the last of the good news.
I said, do you know where we are?
Alright, so this is inside the Titan. This, here's Stockton, you know, with the gray hair. This is exactly what it would look like if you were going down. I don't think I would want to be in there. Actually, I know I wouldn't want to be in there. And there's that light from Camper World.
100 meters to the bow, then 470 to the bow. If you are lost, so are we.
There's no GPS underwater, so the surface ship is supposed to guide the sub to the shipwreck by sending text messages.
Turn 30 degrees right?
Probably, 30 degrees.
But on this dive, communications somehow broke down. The sub never found the wreck.
You see what I mean? They couldn't even find the wreck. I mean, and they know where it is, right?
Lost. We were lost for 2.5 hours.
Rush says he'll offer those passengers a free do-over next year.
Oh, I'm gonna keep your money. You can't get a refund, but we'll give you another do-over, right? What if they just wanted their money back? I guess they can't get it, because what a greedy fuck.
And that's just one cost of doing this business. Are you making money?
They paid to go see the Titanic. He didn't get them to the Titanic. Give them their money back. And then if they want to go again next year, then they'll pay you again. If not, then they keep their money, right? That's how, I mean, what do you guys think?
On this operation?
No. So, not yet. People might say, hey, that's a lot of money, $250,000. But we went through over $1 million of gas.
It was our last day at sea. There was one last chance to reach the Titanic.
And who knows if he's telling the truth or not, right?
And this time, good
$1 million in gas? It seems like a lot.
weather and good fortune were aligned.
Slow down, he's just in front of us.
Okay, here's 5 people. Well, at least 4. I think there's 5 in there. Just can't see the other one. It's pretty fucking cramped in there, huh?
We are in front of the anchor.
Yeah. Oh my gosh! Here's the bow, guys. You guys see it?
And look, we can watch the and see the Titanic from the Titan for free. We don't have to pay $250,000. Look, we're about to see it.
Look at that, though, how it just kind of emerges out. Yeah.
Look, guys, there's the Titanic. Can you see the silhouette? And we're not broke. And we're not dead. I mean, you know, sorry to the families and the people that, went down there. But, I mean, you could do it from, you could see it from your house, right?
That is out of world.
And there it was, the famous bow, the ship's wheel pedestal, and memorial plaques from old expeditions. The bollards that once secured the ship in port, and the davits that lowered the lifeboats. The hole where a huge smokestack once stood, and the skylight over the radio room that sent out distress signals.
All right, well, there's footage from the Titan of the Titanic. That's what I wanted to show you. Hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, True Crime King.